Hey everyone, this is Jason McAvoy with JMPTemplates. Find me on Etsy at JMPTemplates, and I am going to walk through how to bring the images over, get them clipped into my templates, as well as a couple other customizations. So let's just jump right into it. I use Lightroom for my organizing of my images. Um, Pretty much the same process if you use Bridge. I'll also show you how you can pull the images in if you just have them in a folder. So what I do is in Lightroom say I want to work with these two images. Um, you can right click and say edit in Photoshop, or you can use the keyboard shortcut of Command or Control E. So I'm just going to do right click, edit in. It's going to come up with this usually. I always do edit with a copy of Lightroom adjustments and then open anyway. It should go and open both of the images. Okay, so what we want to do from here is select all, and to do that on a PC it is Control A. That selects all. Now we want to copy, Control C, and then we want to jump back over to our template. One thing that you need to be aware of here, if I just hit Control V to paste it, it's going to go in just above whichever layer I was already clicked on. So as you can see here, left clipping mask is where I was clicked on. If I was clicked on here and did Control V, it would go above the group Class of 2018. So if you select your Move tool, which is V as in Victor, or come up here and choose your Move tool, and then say I want to put this in the right clipping mask, then hit Control V, you'll see it over here. And the reason it's already clipped is I have a layer here that's clipped, and anything that you put between your clipping mask and the layer that's clipped will automatically get clipped as well. So let me undo that, turn that off, so I can walk you through how to do that. So what you would do is you would come, click the right clipping mask, you would hit Control V, and then it's going to come in. The way you can tell that it's not clipped is that there is not the little drop down arrow. So if you look at the yellow wood layer, to the left of the icon you can see the little arrow. That's how you know that it's clipped down to the layer below it. A couple ways to clip it. The quickest way is the keyboard shortcut Alt Control G, G as in golf. You have to be clicked onto the image that you want to clip down to the clipping mask. So with layer 1 selected, Alt Control G, that will automatically clip it down. Alt Control G undoes that. The second way that you can clip is to hold the Alt key and then hover right between this line, right between the two layers, and you'll see it turn to that icon, and then click, and that will clip it also. Again, to undo it, hold Alt, and then that basically says turn off the clip. So we're going to leave it clipped. So obviously the image is much larger than my template. Template's 5x7. The image I think is around 16 by 19, something like that. So we need to reduce the size of the image down to fit our clipping mask. And how we do that is we're going to hit Control T to bring up the free transform. And you can see the boundary box went around it, but we can't see the entire image. So if we hit Control and then hit the number 0, we can now see the entire image. So you're going to want to reduce the size of this without messing up the proportions. So you can see if I just freehand bring that in, how she gets kind of wonky. That is what we want to prevent. So what we want to do, two ways to do it. Once you hit your Control T, you can come up and hit the little chain link between your width and your height. That locks those percentages in. So if you look at those, right now they're both at 72.88. That's going to constrain your proportions so that as you drag it up, it's going to shrink from all four sides. The other way to do is to hit Control T, and then you can simply hold Shift, and this is what I do, just what I've always done. If you hold the Shift button, click and drag, and I always try to go to the furthest point that's outside of the template or the clipping mask and bring it up. And then I will get it sized. So what we're trying to do is completely fill that. Now we just need to click and drag it over. And be mindful of the bleed. So we want to try to stay within this yellow dotted trim line. So anything within that, or I should say safe line, anything within the safe line should not get cut off unless there's a problem with your lab. So bring that out a little bit, and I'm going to scoot it up and just inside the line. So that would be good. I would hit the little checkbox up here, and we've got that one in. So now let's bring the second one in. Again, Control A to select all, Control C to copy, and then I'm going to click on my left clipping mask before I paste it, hit Control V to paste, Control T to transform, Control 0 to go full screen. So there's a whole bunch of commands there, but once you do it a couple times, it's super simple. Select all is Control A, Control C copies, Control V paste, Control T transforms, and Control 0 takes it to full screen. So holding Shift, we're going to scale that up, and then you can hit Control 0. It's going to bring full screen whatever is visible. So right now at the boundary box we can see that, so it's going to bring that up to where that's on the outer edge. So let's bring her down, kind of get her sized in here. Don't want to cut off her elbow. What I'm doing here is holding Shift and hitting my arrow keys. If you just use your arrow keys, it moves, I think, 1 pixel at a time. And I'm pretty sure holding Shift moves 10 pixels at a time. So I usually use Shift until I get close, and then just the arrow keys to refine. And something like that will be good. Hit OK. So we've got both of our images placed. Hit Control 0 to get them zoomed in. We want to make sure that the guide, nothing is outside the guide that we care about. Her feet here are iffy, but if you can see, I'm at the very bottom of this, so that's just a chance that I would take. Somewhere between the yellow and the red is where the cut is going to occur, so hopefully it's closer to the red. Something like this I would probably do, if I was specifically using this image, I would probably go and add a little bit more to the bottom of this image so that I didn't worry about her feet getting cut off. Okay, so one other thing that I wanted to show was changing the background. So on the what we have here is on the clipping masks, we have an outer glow. So you can see this. That one turns that off, and then let's expand that one, and that's going to turn that off. So you can either double click the stroke, is what we have, and then to change that color, click on that. Typically what I do is select a color that is in an outfit or something in the background. So let me do the other one so you can see it a little bit better. So we're going to click on the color swatch, and then anywhere within here, if you watch this gray bar, if I click this red, that gray bar is going to turn that red. If I click the wood, it's going to turn yellow. If I click her shirt, the blue, it's going to turn that blue. Skin tone, whatever I click in the image, it's going to turn that color. So this is one way to tie the entire style and look of the template together, is by using colors from your subject's outfit or something that might be in the background to try to tie all of those colors into this. So this is something you could do for the color of the text, color of the stroke here, anything along those lines. So let's do that for the color, and I'll show you another way to do it here. So on, let's just do Central High. So what we have to do is click on that layer, and then hit T on your keyboard, T for text, or you can come over here and select text, and then we have the color swatch here. So we're going to be working with this. Central High, right now it's black. We click on that. If we want to turn it white, want to turn it red, we can select, any of these colors through here. If we want to go purple, green, anything like that. Again, we can click anything within our image to sample those colors as well. So if we want to do the color of her tassel, we could tie that color in. So it's really super simple to customize the dividing lines or the borders on the clipping masks as well as the text to make a cohesive look with these templates. The other thing we can do is, like, if you want to change the background, see circle here, it's the black border. Let me turn it off, that actually doesn't look bad. But if you double click outside here, bring up the layer style, we can go to a color overlay, and you can see that that turned to gray, and that's because my swatch here is already set to gray. So as soon as you turn it on, it's going to change the color. Again, you can click the color swatch, choose something from her shirt, her jeans, her skin tone, background, shirt, tassel, even the color of the red from the text. You can do that, or you can just slide through here and just pick your own color. So if you have a custom color that you use for all of your design, or it's part of your logo, you can actually key in those colors down here. I'm going to leave that black. And that's really it. So if you use Lightroom or Bridge to bring them in, they're going to come in on their own layer. Just do a Control A, that selects everything. Control C to copy. Come over here, select your Move tool, which is V, or you can click it up here, and then find the clipping mask, and then paste it. And that will paste it above the clipping mask, and it should automatically clip it because I already have a layer clipped to the clipping mask, and it should put your image in between. From there, you would hit Control T for the free transform, Control 0, and then to transform you would hold Shift or click the chain link between the width and height, and then resize it to where it fits the template. So hopefully this helps get you guys started. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or shoot me an email and ask me a question. Thanks.